time you can laugh and think with someone, it's a really cool experience. So, Mike.
What's called Broadway. Just slices through on a side angle.
Okay, so if you watch the channel, you recognize this radio. It was featured yesterday. So why is it back on the bench? Well, because we are not going to run it on those two 45-volt batteries to make 90. We're going to run it on 67.5. But there's some valuable parts that we're letting sit in this radio that we can use for other projects. So let me show you what I mean. In order to use this single battery, I jumped out one of the connectors here. These connectors are hard to come by, really hard to come by. And this jumper is valuable to me too for other projects. So I just have it sit here in this radio. So let me show you what we're going to do. First off, I'm going to install this. This is another previously built 67.5. This one is a much later battery, probably from the 2000s. It's probably 25 years old. They don't make them at all anymore, but this insignia is much more recent. It's definitely from 90s to the current time period. Definitely not earlier than that. I don't remember when it already started with those slashes there, but it's much more modern. But the internals are rebuilt by me, so we're going to use that. And I want to show you something. This is the original battery. I told you I was going to rebuild it. I did rebuild it. I had to tape the box shut. This is the battery that came in this radio, and I'm using inside of that. I have C cells, 5 of them, to make up my 7.5 volt pack, which will last a very, very long time. Very high capacity C alkaline batteries that actually now has more capacity than the original ever had. Before we even start, once again, I'll show you that I have a working 67.5 volt battery. It's another battery I had rebuilt. I'm going to put that in this radio here when we're done. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to clip there, and I'm going to clip here, and I'm going to remove this, and this is going to be in my spare pile. I can use this connector. I could literally use that connector to build another battery, to literally build a battery. I can make my own box and literally use that to build a battery. I could use it to install in a radio that has one of those 5-pin connectors that uses a multi-battery, and I could put multiples in it. This is very useful to me. These connections are very hard to come by, and they are very, very expensive. You can get them on eBay, but they are ridiculous in price. For the amount that they want for this right here, I'm holding $15 in my hand plus shipping. Ridiculous. If I could get these in bulk, I'd be building batteries in quantity. I have this nice wire stripper. I could use it one-handed. See, nicely stripped. I'm going to do the same down here. I'm going to use 2 hands. Here is another nice tool. It allows me to keep the wires together for soldering. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. It's going to be very difficult to see, but I've slid on a piece of heat shrink tubing here, which just barely fits over the wire, which means my connection has to be just barely connected. Now, technically, try to clean that lens a little bit. Hold on. All right, there's that wire there. It's hard to focus. Technically, you should make a mechanical connection as well as a solder connection, but this is such low amperage, low current draw. We're talking 50 milliamps at max. It doesn't have to be a great connection to pass current. It will not act like a resistor at that low current and drop my voltage. So it can just be a solid connection, which I'm going to make it as thin as possible so that I can slide that heat shrink over. Let me show you what we're going to do. There's my connection. Unfortunately, one-handed, I wasn't able to film me soldering it, but believe me, with this tool, it was very easy to do. And now I heat shrink tubed that piece right there. I slid the heat shrink tube over it, and I'm going to heat it up with a heat gun, which I have right here. And that's it. No electrical tape, no ugliness there. And we're back to working.
Missile after missile after missile. What about the plane?
I'm going to take us to a different room. Less interference.
Garcia base is 2,000.
90 miles difference, 80 miles difference, it ain't going to happen. And we could stop them, almost everything they shoot at us. So let's do it. Let's destroy. And Hunter Biden's laptop. Brand new stuff coming out today. Oops, some of the FBI people accidentally confirmed. Details on that next. Kristen for Jesse.
Did you know that your soap may be hurting you more than helping you? I'm board certified.
So there you have it.
Surgeon Dr.
Working
Arthur
radio.
Perry.
Answer options. Call Dr. Lederman. 212 choices. 2 choices. iHeartRadio Broadway delivers the sounds and the magic of Broadway anytime, anywhere. On the free and improved iHeartRadio app and on any smart speaker. The greatest hits from the greatest shows. iHeartRadio Broadway. Sponsored by the College of the Performing Arts.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AS...
Absolutely. So let me give you an example. So on the way to the prison,
I gotta do better one. Talking to producer Chris, and he's like, "Oh no, they're dead now. They're no good. They're no good."